In this video, I want to talk about one of my favorite weapons, probably my favorite weapon from the DLC. It's actually one of the hand-to-hand ones. It's basically a foot-to-foot and hand-to-hand kind of combat. It's one of the monk fighting styles, which you get two of in this game. The first one you can get quite early on in the game looks like this. It basically has this combo, which is not bad. It's great for a first start of the game, getting into it, but I much prefer the dry leaf like footwear, the foot gear, which basically starts out with some kicks and is mostly kick orientated and based, and it also flows a lot better, in my opinion at least. However, the second item, the one that I just showed you, is only accessible once you beat the second last boss of the game, so it takes a bit of work. That is to say, I don't know if there's a quicker way just yet. Now, my two favorite ways to use both of these weapons is by having one as Frost or one as Blood, because Blood loss buildup is still pretty good, and Frost buildup is insanely good with how quick you can attack with these weapons. I mean, look how fast you get attacks out using these weapons. It's crazy. And the Ash of War skill you can see I have is the Dry Leaf Whirlwind, which is massive and really cool too. Like, to show you reference here, I'm using the cold one with the foot gear. Here's what the Dry Leaf Whirlwind skill looks like. You can see it's incredibly powerful and it gets a ton of quick hits in very fast. And if the enemy has enough health, they'll generally get frozen first. Like those big enemies in the distance, I'll go show you on them. So if I go ahead and I ambush this one from behind, you can go ahead and see it should freeze him right there, and he died from the freezing. Of course, we also have the fist weapons, which I have a bleed build on. So if I go ahead and I just punch enemies, they'll take just blood loss damage. You can see here, you can just zerg your way through an entire army of people, even though it's hard to see what the hell's happening. But you can see here, you can literally just punch your way through. And this is the weapon that's really easy to get quite early on. It also has a faster launch into combat. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to get these two weapons and what's the best way to use them, as well as the Dry Leaf, spinning kick Ash of War, which looks like that. So in order to start this quest to get the martial arts weapon, the Dry Leaf Dane quest, you'll actually have to make your way to this site of grace right over here, the High Road Cross. Now, it's not that simple. If you're still in the early game, you will have to have made your way across the Alec Bridge into the castle front, through the Castle Ennis checkpoint, and then you'll have to progress through this entire castle until you get to the final boss, who is located over here. And then after that, you'll be able to go through the gate and unlock the next area, find this site of grace. When you pass to the site of grace over here, you will see there is an item that you can pick up over here, and this is going to give you the monk's information as well as a new gesture that you can do. You can see on the right hand side here, we can change our gestures. We will have gained the gesture for the May the Best Win. I recommend selecting this and having it ready on your hotbar here, or just, be aware of where it is, because we're going to be using it next to the monk to start a battle. We're then going to make our way to where the monk is located, and this is going to be not far from the previous site of grace where he picked up his stuff. So right from there, you're going to go ahead and just make your way to the east over here. You'll see there's a site of grace right over here, and he is standing right next to it too, as well as the Michaelis Cross. You can also pick up a Scatter Tree fragment. Now, the monk will not address you until you use that gesture. So you're going to have to open up your inventory, and then you're going to find the May the Best Win gesture, and you're just going to go ahead and play it. And this will start a cutscene. You will now have to fight the monk in a 1v1 battle. Good luck. Once you defeat the monk, you'll be teleported back to the normal world, and you'll see there is an item here that you can go ahead and pick up. And when you pick this up, you'll get the Dry Leaf Arts, which is the weapon, which you can see here. I have equipped the Lifesteal Fist Ash of War, and I've built this for a blood loss build. But of course, you can put an Ash of War of any nature, well, the one that works, and give it any affinity. If you want fire, if you want lightning, if you want holy damage, you can put anything on it and make it whatever you want based on your build, which is what's really cool about these weapons. The next logical thing that you can get from this point is the Whirlwind. So the Dry Leaf Whirlwind Ash of War, which I have equipped on my other weapon, is accessible when you progress after the Shadowkeep area of the map. So if I go ahead and I open up the map and you go from the High Road Cross and you progress to the Shadowkeep, you will see here when you get into the Shadowkeep and you make your way to the storehouse first floor, when you go from this side of grace and you turn left, you'll take a lift that will bring you along this road down here through the West Rampart, and this is going to lead you to a very specific place over here. So from this side of grace, I'm going to guide you exactly where you can get this item. So just go ahead and follow along with me as we exit this area from the southwest. Now, you might not have this door open in front of you, but we're going to go ahead and show you the long way just so that you know exactly how to do it. We're going to fall down here. You will take some damage. You won't die. Now, that door is also closed for you. We're actually going to go here to the southeast. That is assuming you haven't been here before. And then from here, you're just going to go straight. And then as soon as you get out here, you're going to turn to the right. And then you're going to make another sharp right like this. And you'll see there is an air vent in front of us, and we're just going to go ahead and drop down into it because you don't take full damage like this. And then keep heading northwest. And you'll see there's another air vent that you can go ahead and take up if you want to go unlock those doors and explore different areas. But right now we're actually at the bottom. We're supposed to be at the bottom. And you'll see when we keep heading straight, we'll turn left at the bottom here, and we'll follow this water path out like this. As soon as you're out into the water over here and you see all these pillars on your left, you're going to keep the pillars on your left as you follow them like this. And you'll see the item is dead ahead in front of us, and we can go ahead and pick it up right now. Let's go drop off, and boom. There you go. You get the Ash of War Dry Leaf Whirlwind, which is the hand-to-hand combat Ash of War that allows you to do, like, I guess, all those kicking moves. The Dry Leaf Whirlwind kick is a kick that costs 9 FP to use. It's really fast, and it's a great way to start a combat out with. Like, I literally run up to enemies and I'm like, from sprinting, I just go straight into combat, and it's really fun. And oftentimes it takes out a lot of the easier to beat enemies. Now, lastly, you probably want this Dane's footwear gear, the fighting one, the one that basically starts out with kicks like this. Like I said earlier, you will have to beat the second last boss in the game. That is going to be located pretty much right over here at the Cleansing Chamber Anteroom. Right after the Site of Grace, you basically go up the stairs over here and you will go into a boss battle. Right now, I have already defeated it. And in this arena, you will fight the monk again. And after you defeat the monk, he will then drop, well, the rest of his gear as well as the foot gear weapon, which is the one that you probably want and that you've seen me using in this video. And that is essentially how you can get the full monk hand-to-hand combat fighting weapons as well as the Ash of War in the game. I hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching.